so it's crazy when I talk to people now that I haven't talked to in years. A lot of my friends, I have a group of like 5 girlfriends that I've been friends with since 6th grade, you know. And so when they come to my shows, they're just like, this is crazy. They still think it's crazy that I'm actually doing it. But when I see people again, I had dated a guy in high school. And this is when like Matt Hardy had gotten released, and he had worked the home promotion that I ended up training at. So he was on the show. And so I got to meet, like, the Hardys were like my favorite, you know? So I got to meet him. And it was all I talked about. I was like 15 years old, you know, like I'm already 15. Like I'm not a 10-year-old kid.
Right.
And it was all I was talking about to this guy. And I didn't even realize it. And he ended up like dumping me because he's like, dude, all you talk about is Matt Hardy. And I was like so embarrassed. Now when I think about it, it's like super embarrassing.
Hey, his loss, he's probably wishing.
Yeah.
Like, I wish you talked to Matt Hardy about me now.
Yeah. Wow. So it was just, all my papers, they were all about wrestling. When I, like my geography class, I knew where places were because how the shows started up. Like, we're in Chicago, Illinois. We're, you know, like I would know, you know, the capitals because of wrestling. So like it was, always on my mind.
Do you, I mean, that's kind of I don't know, maybe I'm wrong here because I'm a little disconnected, but do you find that more of talent in your generation now have that kind of passion? I mean, that's really my I call that old school passion.
Yeah.
Right? Because back in the day, there was a lot more people that were fans as kids, and then they worked their way up. I mean, do you find, like, when you're talking to, I'm not knowing anybody in particular, but I'm just saying, like, do you find the same passion?
You just put her on the spot.
No, I've had these honest conversations, I feel like, with, you know, talent of people in our locker room. So no, it's not there as much anymore. And like but it is my connection to a lot of the girls or guys or whatever, so it's like a different kind of passion. Like Sami Zayn says it perfectly, like we're the fans who took it too far. Like we're the biggest fans that took it too far because we're actually doing it. Right. But this is one of the reasons like Mercedes and I got super close, was because we were just like, you know, like we can relate to like, oh my God, you were a 10-year-old and obsessed with wrestling. So I have those relationships with, you know, a few of the girls in the locker room. But I think Carmella was the one who really like changed my mind on, okay, you don't need to be obsessed with it like I am for me to enjoy working with you or being in the locker room with you, because as long as you are putting in the work and you become, you know, some people truly fall in love with like Bianca. Like she truly fell in love with this. And like her and I get along great. Like we're great friends. So you don't really have to grow up obsessed with it, but like to be great or for me to have a great relationship with you. But I do find that it's like another level. I also have this conversation with Cody all the time. It's like we just have like a sickness level of like obsession, but now it's like it's not so much fandom, even though I love like being here with you guys is like it's such an honor. And being able to talk to like Ray and Randy Orton and Cena and having those relationships with them now is such an honor, but it's 2 different levels. Like AJ coming back, it's like a different level, you know. It's I love that I still feel this way about it, and I love that I'm still like there's a fan in me, but also there's like the professionalism and the passion, the whole other side of that. I'm grateful that I still feel all that. But there are a few people that still. Sometimes, you know, you could, when you're doing this for a while, it becomes such business minded. And I hate when people lose that part, because that's to me what makes it so fun and what makes it so worth it is if we still feel that way about it and still like, especially if you grew up like that.
Yeah. Retain part of your fandom, I guess.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you felt like that throughout your career, but I still very much have that. And I feel like it helps me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have to admit, like, through the a lot of the heart of my run, you're so, like, I was so in tune, you know, at the time before the Attitude Era, when we were really struggling. I mean, you're just so in tune with trying to turn things around, and then things turn around, and then you're having this incredible success, you know, the business as a whole. Yeah. Like, I think I lost part of my, because I wasn't watching the other guys. I wasn't watching any, I was so dialed in. Yeah. But it's really cool to hear that you can retain that, because that is kind of what sparks everything that pushes us to go and do all the crappy little shows.
Totally.
And it's that love of the game.
And I want to say thank you, because, I mean, yes, you're the role model, but literally you are a role model, because we'll point things out to Kaya, like positive things, no matter where we're at or what environment we're in. And we talk often, no matter what show we're at, you're always there. You're there until the end of the show, which blows my mind that that's not the norm at all anymore.
Get me started on that.
Right? Like, no, please, because seriously, that blows my mind too. I'm like, how do you not stay? Very few people do. And you're always back there. You're always watching the show, whether you're on it, whether you're not, whether it's even whatever. You're always there and present and watching. And we point that out to Kai. I'm like, look, she's, so thank you for that. But
that just blows my mind. Like when people, and I can't even imagine what it was like, but when I first got on the road, it was all the live events is like, okay, you always watch, like Cena watched everything, Roman watched everything. And now, these last few years, Seth is always at that front monitor. So if you're at the live events, you come back through the curtain, there's that monitor right there. And then you have talent viewing. I always liked watching at that front monitor because you can hear the crowd better.
Right.
And I also get to, when people come back, they ask Seth, like, oh, what'd you think? And then I could hear what he's saying to them. So like, okay, I'm learning too.
Wow.
But then, lately there's some people who just leave, and it's like, then Seth comes back from the main event and nobody's there. Yes. Like, that is like, what? You just asked for his advice and now nobody's here? That drives me crazy. Or if some people aren't on the show, they just take off, and I just can't. I don't know.
It's hard to fathom.
I have this conversation with some people, and I just don't get it. But it's different, and I don't know what's missing, or if there's something like. So, for me, it's like what you're saying. You tell Kaya, it's like, I'm trying to lead by example. So like, I would hope that some of the girls see that I'm still here, or I'm not booked, but I'm in Gorilla, or I'm not booked, but I'm watching the girls' matches no matter what. And that would be like, oh, maybe I should stay too. Some may think like that, some may not, but.
I mean, I've never been a main event person, but I couldn't imagine being on the main event and coming back, and that's like all the pizza being eaten on those tours when y'all would finally get on the bus.
And it's all gone, and everyone's gone.
Like none of the top guys had pizza. I'm like, guys, like they just sold out that house for us, and they don't even have a slice of pepperoni.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I remember there was a
Yeah.
time period somewhere, it was in the, I don't know, maybe the mid 2000s, and we were. I don't know if it was, I think it may have been Japan, somewhere we came back, and I came back through the curtain after my match, and it was crazy. There was, I think, Cena, Flair, and then two other guys, and then no one else was like, everyone that actually should have been there at the monitor was gone. They were all in catering, or they were already on the bus. And it was all these guys that had already established themselves and made their, and I just took a moment. I took a moment, and I was like, and then I didn't have to say a word.
Yeah.
Like, they all looked at me and just held their hands up, and it was just like.
Would you guys say anything to them? Okay, so you have to have those conversations.
Yeah,
okay.
there was a lot. Yeah.
See, like, I don't know. I mean, I would never really, want to say anything to the guys' locker room or anything like that. That's not my place. But it's also like when you're in a show in Japan, don't you want to just like experience that, like the crowd itself? It's so
cool.
Yeah, it's so cool.